Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song by Ryan Adams called Come Pick Me Up. And we're going to talk about where we move it for key in a moment, but we're going to start on a G major chord for the intro. And the way that you play G major is first finger is going to go A string on the second fret, second finger is going to go low E on the third fret, and the third finger is going to go to the high E on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the G major, we're going to be going to an E minor chord. And when we play E minor, first finger is going to actually kind of stay on the A string second fret. Second finger is going to go to the D string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we're going to go to a C major chord. And the way you play C major, first finger is going to go to the B string on the first fret. Second finger is going to go D on the second fret. And third finger is going to go to the A string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord and it sounds really, really happy. And a lot of our intro actually is just repeating those chords. We're going to be going G major, E minor, C major, G major, E minor, C major. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the G and just did that a lot. We'd have down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up. Up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, up. So you want to do that a lot to kind of get the right hand used to it. The weird thing is that first G, E minor kind of split that strum pattern. So one way to do it would be doing down, down, up on each of those chords. We'd have G with down, down, up, E minor, down, down, up, and then do the C with down, down, up, down, G, down, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, up. So that would be one way to do it. Another way to do it would be doing the down, down, up on the G, the up, down, up on the E minor. So you'd have G, down, down, up, E minor, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, E minor, up, down, C, down, down, up. But I really kind of think it sounded even better if we did a down, down on the G and an up, up, down, up on the E minor. So if you tried it that way, you'd have G, down, down, E minor on the up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, E minor on the up, down, C, down, down, up, down, up. But then after that intro, then we go into our verses. And our verses, it almost feels like Ryan's just doing downs on the chords. So we kind of start on G and do a down. And we do E minor with a down. And then we do C with a down. And then we go to an A minor chord. And when we play A minor, first finger is going to kind of stay on the first fret on the B string. Second finger is going to be on the D string second fret. And third finger is going to go to the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord and it sounds really sad. And then we kind of repeat that for our verse. So we got G major, E minor, C major, A minor. And then we get to our pre-chorus where we end up kind of splitting chords like we were doing in our intro. So we end up doing that between A minor and G. So we could do that with the down, down, up, down, down, up, G, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, G, down, down, C, down, down, up, down, up. Or if you want to split the strum pattern, you can do it that way. You can do A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, up. Or you could try that down, down, but it doesn't quite sound quite as syncopated, but you could try that. Doing the A minor, down, down, G on the up, down, C, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, G on the up, down, C, down, down, up, down, up. And then we'd be on our chorus part. And on our chorus, we get to do that whole strum pattern on each of our chords. We got the G, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, up. And at the very end of the chorus, then we go to a D major chord. And the way you play D major, first finger is going to go G string on the second fret. Second finger is going to go to the high E on the second fret, and third finger is going to go to the B string on the third fret. And if you strum just the D, G, B, and E, kind of the skinny four strings, that'll get you the clearest sound out of that. That's called D major. And when we get to that part of the chorus, we just kind of do a big down on the D. And then we're going to be repeating, going back to our intro and back to our verse, back to our pre-chorus, until we get to our bridge part. And our bridge part is doing a lot of that blocking thing with the chords that we're talking about. So on the bridge, you've got kind of a big D, and then a big G, big C, big D. So just downs on everybody. G, C. Now one other weird thing to play along with the recording, instead of starting on a G major, Ryan Adams is actually starting on a B flat major. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 3rd fret across the entire guitar, then now your G major is really a B flat major, your E minor is really a G minor, and your C major is really an E flat major. And when we get to it, your A minor is really a C minor, and your D major is really an F major. But just to try that from the very beginning, we could do the halving thing where we're doing down, down, up on each chord for our intro, where we got the G, down, up, E minor, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, E minor, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, down, up. Or we could split the strum pattern doing the down, down, up, E minor, up, down, C, down, 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 G, down, down, up, E minor, up, down, C, down, 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 up. Or we could do that down, down on the G, up, down, up on the E minor, where we got the G with the down, down, E minor on the up, down, C, down, 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 G, down, down, E minor up, down, C, down, 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 Kind of be another way to do it. And our verse actually is just doing those downs. So we got our verse doing the G, E minor, C major, A minor, G major, E minor, C major, A minor. And then when we get to our pre-chorus, then we're halving our A minor G. So we got our A minor down, down, G down, down, C down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, G down, down, C down, 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 up. Or we could try that, doing the down, down, up, down, halving, where we got A minor down, down, up, G up, down, C down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, G up, down, C down, down, up. Or we could try like the intro. We had the A minor down, down, G on the up, down, C down, 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 A minor down, down, G on the up, down, C down, 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 and then we'd be on our chorus where we got the whole strum pattern. So we got the G down, down, C down, 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 A minor down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 C down, 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 A minor down, 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 C down, down, big D. And then we'd be going back to our intro, kind of repeating a lot of those parts. One other thing that I would think about adding to the song though is instead of working off an 8th note feel, it kind of sounds like Ryan Adams working off a 16th note feel. And what I mean by that is if you tap your foot and kind of divide the beat into 2 parts, 1, 2, 1, 2, that's called an 8th note. And if you divide it into 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's called a 16th note. And what it really sounds like Ryan Adams is doing is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, kind of for the feel through the tune. And what I mean by that is like if you took the G and just did a down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're doing on the first beat. And on the second beat, you'd be doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you'll be going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 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 1, up, down. And then on the beat 4, you'd be doing down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together, you got long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The weird part is where we were halving our chords before. What it really sounds like Ryan Adams is doing kind of that down, down, down on the G and the E minor with the up, down, down, up. So if you took the G and did down, 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 and then did the E minor on the up, up, down, down, up, down, up. That's what it really kind of feels like he's doing in the intro. So you got G with down, 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 E minor up, down, down, up, down, C with down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G with down, 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 E minor up, down, down, up, down, C with down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And then we get to our verse, it's still just the down. So you start G with a down, E minor with a down, C with a down, A minor with a down, G with a down, E minor with a down, C with a down, A minor with a down. And on the pre-chorus, what it really kind of sounds like he's doing is more of a long down, down, down up. So kind of the first half of our 16th strum pattern on the A minor G. So you have long down, 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 G, long down, 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 C with a down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A minor with a long down, 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 G with a long down, 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 C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And then we'd be going into our chorus where we got the whole strum pattern. G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, big D. Kind of through the chorus. Now, one other thing you may want to think about adding through the tune, especially on our chorus part, actually, is kind of doing some basses along with the down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up strum pattern. And what I mean by that is, like on the G chord, if you did the low E for the bass on the first down, then that would almost sound like you're playing with a bass player. So on the chorus, you could go low E for the bass on the G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, G with the low E bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, G with the low E bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then we get to your C chord, you'd be doing the A string for the bass on the C. So you got C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then we get to your A minor, you'd have the A string for the bass on A minor. So A minor to A bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. So just to try that through our chorus, you have the G with the low E bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, A minor with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, G with the low E bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, A minor with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, and you got a D. And something else that could be kind of cool actually is like on our outro, actually it almost feels like we're getting more basses kind of added in. So another bass idea that you may want to use for your outro is there's something called, if you take the G chord and if we did the A string for the bass on that chord, that would be something called a G/B, because you've got a G major chord with a B in the bass. And there's this really cool hit on the very, very end where you do the first part of the G E minor we were doing in the intro, where you got the G, down, down, E minor, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then there's this cool lick where we go into bass down ups on a whole bunch of the chords. And we kind of do a C with an A bass, down up, G/B with an A bass, down up, A minor with an A bass, down up, and then G with a low E bass. Kind of another bass idea where you kind of have this moving bass line where you're going C with an A bass, G/B with a B bass, or A bass, A minor with an A bass, G with a low E bass. So all together on that outro part, you got G with the down, 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 E minor, up, down, down, up, down, C with an A bass, G/B with an A bass, A minor with an A bass, G with a low E bass, down, up, G down, 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 up, E minor, up, down, down, up, down. And you got kind of a whole C, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, E minor, up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. Just like the intro. And then on the last one, what I would like to do is kind of add in a D/F sharp for that last bass thing. And the way that would work is what D/F sharp means is you taking your D chord, but then adding an F. And then another way you could do that chord would be taking the D chord and doing the thumb over the top to kind of cover that second fret note. Basics of how you could play Come Pick Me Up by Ryan Adams. So good luck!